Well, hello, everybody. So this is Sarah Waddell, and we are on to week one, the first week of our 5 weeks to exhale group coaching program. And I'm super excited to be sharing this all with you. So hopefully you've already seen the welcome package and welcome video to get you started and give you a bit of an introduction to the course and the layout and everything. So if you haven't seen that yet, you want to check back to the membership site and check out the welcome package there. So that will give you all the information about our membership site, our Facebook group called Exhale and Thrive Academy, which is a secret group only people in this course and other programs of mine can be part of. As well, it will give you my email address so you can contact me anytime, 24/7. I'll get back to you within 48 hours if you have questions about the course. And finally, it will also give you the schedule for our group coaching sessions where we will meet up live together online and we'll have a discussion about what we're covering each week. So this week is week number 1, and I'm super excited to be sharing this all with you today. So let's jump right in. So this week's activities is all about doing an energy audit. So the previous video that we talked about the exhale philosophy and how much I believe it's important for us as women leaders and other people who are wanting to be truly successful in life and in our work and in our impact in the world by taking the time to first exhale so we can fill up our energy tanks before we jump into things. So often I find my clients, my colleagues, friends and family, and even myself end up overworking, burning ourselves, and then end up feeling miserable because we're not enjoying life and things are hard and we have to push hard to be able to make the impact we want. And that's what has led me to actually creating this Exhale and Thrive signature system, because it's something I've continuously found myself caught in and end up finding a way to get out of it. As a high achiever and someone who's dedicated to excellence as well as having a positive impact in the world, it's easy to get overcome by my passions and forget to take the time to recharge. So this week, by doing an energy audit, we're going to look at the activities, the peoples, the tasks, even things in your life, and see what drains you and what energizes you. So when you understand that, then you can be more deliberate and intentional in how you schedule your time, what you prioritize, and then how you recharge yourself quickly instead of staying stuck on burnout or empty for too long. Then when you are able to exhale on a regular basis and recharge yourself quickly, then you'll have the energy that you need to be able to work with ease and joy so that you can create the lifestyle of your dreams, have the impact in the world that you want, whether that's building a business or volunteering in the community or leading your organization to achieve its strategies. Or perhaps it's even just having the time to spend with your loved ones and when you have full energy versus being exhausted and drained. So let's jump right in. So what I want to share with you about is just looking at this as a concept of whether you're having energy coming in or energy going out. So you can look at it also as like a yin and yang energy. So if you're not familiar with that, yin energy is very much where you receive energy, you become more internal and reflect internally. This is restful and soft and welcoming and basically more intuitive type ways of being. This is where creativity comes in. This is also the feminine energies of receiving. In contrast is yang activities. So this is where you're going to be doing and planning a lot of brain-based behaviors, where you're going to be making things and being very energized. This is more, can be seen as a go-getter, sort of leaning in, go, go, go type energy, or, building things. As well, this can also be seen as more of a masculine energy. So whether you're male or female, we all need a balance of both types of energies. And what I see is a continuous problem in leaders everywhere that I meet, high achieving women and leaders especially, and then also people that just don't take the time to unwind and exhale, is that you're always trying to go, 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 but without the energy in your gas tank to help you get there. So that's where this Exhale and Thrive philosophy has come in, is to remember that if we want to be highly productive, if we want to have huge impact in the world, we need to make sure that we're filling ourselves up regularly so that we have the energy to do both. So when you're doing your energy audit here, you want to look at what type of activities that you have in your life and whether they recharge you or drain you. So one thing that I haven't mentioned here yet is also looking at whether you're an introverted or an extroverted type person. Because if you spend time with people, perhaps that's something that's energizing to you. While other people in that same crowd may find it draining if they're more of an introverted type person. So understanding what activities work for you and how they energize or deplete you will really help you be deliberate, like I mentioned, in how you live your life. So the exhale portion that we're focusing on here in this course is our activities where you're consciously relaxing. This allows you time to unwind from your day, reflect on things that have come up, going inwards where you can connect with your intuition, your self-awareness, your vision, and your creativity. So the number one most effective way to exhale that I have found, based on my own personal experience, that of the people I've been teaching meditation to over the years, as well as through science that backs it all up, is that meditation is the deepest and most effective way to unwind and recharge your batteries. What happens is you actually change your brainwave states as you go through a meditation so that you can actually shift into a different level of rest, one that can even be deeper than sleep itself. So when we're looking at unwinding, you don't have to meditate, though that has been the most life-changing activity for me and that of my clients. So I'd encourage you to check that out. If you'd like to talk about it more, you can also bring that to the group coaching sessions and we can discuss that together. Or I'd highly encourage you to check out the bonus Simply Mindful meditation course that is an introduction to meditation. Talks about how to set up your habits, why you'd want to do it, the benefits, some of the challenges and common myths, as well as the brainwave changes. Not only does it change your brain, it actually shifts how your brain is wired. So when you think about your prefrontal cortex, the front part of your brain behind your forehead, that is the area that responds to stress. And as you meditate, as you train your brain through regular meditation practice, you end up shifting that way that your brain is wired in your prefrontal cortex so that you actually end up calming down and staying calm much more easily. This creates a state of what is called equanimity, where you're able to observe and watch and perceive your emotions or your thoughts or your reactions to things or responses, but you're not overcome by them. And so this can be a life-changing transformation by taking the time to pursue a practice. So I'd love to chat with you more if you want to explore that further. Number one thing to exhale. But there's many other ways to unwind as well. Other deliberate conscious relaxation activities are going to be your most recharging type behaviors to do. So some things that fall into that category are taking baths or walks in nature. Walks in nature can also shift your brainwave state like meditation would, just not quite as deeply. Also taking time to do journaling or gratitude practices, yoga or massage or other things where you're actually deliberately resting and allowing like a massage to calm you. Coloring has become more popular. That can help as well. Having intimate relationships or sex where you're physically unwinding and relaxing can really help you with your relaxation, and other activities that where you're deliberately unwinding and relaxing. So this doesn't include watching TV, which doesn't do the same thing as any of these other things do for your brain. It kind of puts you in a bit of a zombie type state, so it doesn't really count for recharge. Or some types of exercise. So if you're a runner or really into a lot of exercise where there's a lot of energy going out, I know a lot of people that they use that as their unwind time. So it is unwinding, it's just different. So you want to look at what recharges you and what is energy out versus energy in. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. So the exhale type behaviors are things where you're actually deliberately letting yourself pause, letting yourself rest in silence, or perhaps with some beautiful music. Maybe you want to sit and drink a cup of tea with some candles and some relaxing music, and that can be a time to exhale and unwind as well. So this whole course and the whole Exhale and Thrive philosophy, like I mentioned, is based on taking the time to unwind first so that you recharge your gas tanks, you actually get rid of all of the clutter you've picked up in your day or your week, and you're able to really, truly thrive. You can do this through conscious relaxation, meditation, and any other type of yin energy activities that help you unwind and connect to your inner wisdom and your intuition. So part of the workbook this week, like I mentioned, is doing an energy audit. So there's going to be multiple steps that are going to take you through this assessment that you can do on your own. So the first thing you would do is look at all of the things, activities, people, behaviors, whatever's going on in your life, and rate them first on what gives you energy, and rate them from a +1 to a +5 on whether or not it gives you a little bit of an energy boost or a lot. And then do the same thing for anything that drains you, but rate those from a -1 to a -5. Then what I encourage you to do is then look at your current schedule. And I've given in the workbook there an actual schedule for a week. So you can fill in how much time you spend on work, traveling to and from work, on your chores, how much time you spend on watching TV or self-care, how much you might spend on relationship time, extracurricular activities, or sleeping. And then the next step is where I encourage you to actually take what you've done in the first two steps of looking what energizes you and what drains you, as well as the exhale activities that we talked about already, and create your ideal exhale schedule. So it will give you a perfect amount of time to exhale. So this will include perhaps a daily meditation practice, how much time you're going to focus on sleeping, how much you'll maybe do journaling or other types of activities. And so what I encourage you to do is schedule that out, what an ideal lifestyle would look like for you without any limits or restrictions there. Then the next step is to look at things that you're tolerating in your life right now that are actually a drain on your energy in some way. And then take time to list beside each thing that you're tolerating and look at how you're going to either minimize it, delegate it, stop doing it, or get rid of it altogether so that you can actually get these things off of your plate. Maybe it's some unfinished personal administration. Maybe it's a cluttered office at work. Maybe it's coming up with more meal plans in your week so that your week is easier. Whatever that is for you. Maybe there's chores you don't want to do anymore and now you'd like to get some support with that, or there's work that you're doing that you can delegate to someone who would actually benefit from the ability to learn those skills. So take the time to go through this right now for you and see what comes up. I do this assessment quite regularly personally, and I find it is a nice way to clear out the clutter in my head and also in my life so that I'm not drained by those unfinished business things. And then finally, just take some time to imagine what your life will be like when you're fully energized. What would you be doing if you had no limits on your energy or your time or your finances or anything there? Just imagine what will be different. Will you spend more time with certain people? For me, relationships are one of my most important values, especially family. So that's somewhere where I actually deliberately make time for. And as I have more time, I've spent time volunteering in the community or creating my coaching business or other types of activities that I may not have been able to do when I didn't have this level of energy available. So take the time to imagine what that will be like for you. What will your life be like when you're fully energized and no longer burnt out or overworked? How will you work differently? How will you be different as a leader, perhaps? What will be different in your organization or your business? What will be different with your workload? How will you approach your processes at work or in your business? How will you allow yourself to get support? So one of the things that is another exhale activity is receiving support from others. So delegating is a way to do that. So you can actually allow people to support you. And being willing and able and open to receiving that support is huge. So what will you create when you have energy to spare to do what you love most in your life? Everybody's answer is going to be different. I'd love to hear about this ahas and what come up for you as you go through this exercise. So if you want to bring this to the group coaching session, I'd love to share it with you, or post it in our Facebook group and we can have a conversation there. So your checklist for week 1 is to watch the video, which you've done, so you can check that off your list, as well as take time this week to go through the workbook activities and do your own energy audit like we've talked about. Share your aha moments in the Facebook group and show up for the next Q&A call so that it will be coming out. I'll send out an email for the login links online, and I'll also have that schedule in the membership site. And anytime throughout this week as you're going through this exercises, if you have questions, want to chat with me, just send me a quick email or post in the Facebook group and we can chat about that there. And then I encourage you to take time in your schedule to try meditation if you haven't before. You can check out the Simply Mindful course in the bonus area, and I have a bunch of guided meditations there if you want to try some. Or there's many other apps out there and things online if you want to have a guided meditation, or just take time yourself to meditate in whatever way works best for you. And then make time for some other exhale activities as well. So as you've gone through this exercises this week and done your audit and found how much it would actually keep you in your best, most thriving self, I encourage you to make time for that so you can really experience the opportunity to unwind and recharge so that you can be coming at your life at your fully and your best. So thanks again for tuning in this week for week 1. Your homework assignments, like we talked about, is do the workbook and self-reflection questions, and then reach out to me or anybody else in the group if you're looking for support. And I look forward to hearing about what you will create when you are full of energy and taking the time to exhale so that you can really fill up your gas tanks so you can come into your life thriving, full of energy and at your best self. So thank you all for checking in for week 1. Next week, we're going to be talking about limiting beliefs, traps, and fears that are common to women leaders out there, and how to assess what you are going through and then how to unpack them. So I have 3 different keys that we'll talk about how you can use these different keys to unlock the traps that you might be stuck in. And we'll actually go through a self-coaching exercise next week all about that. And then we can talk about it in the group as well, because it's a bit of a deeper work that we'll be doing next week that the coaching support can be helpful for you. So I'm looking forward to you tuning in next week for week 2, where we will look at our traps, limiting beliefs, and areas where you may be stuck so we can unstick you from those so you can thrive even more in your life. So thanks for tuning in for week 1, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a wonderful day.